Poison ivy can be challenging to kill. Herbicides like Roundup are effective when sprayed on all the leaves, but that is not an easy thing to do with a mature vine that may reach dozens of feet up into a tree. Here is a poison ivy plant with leaves, which makes it much easier to identify. The adage "leaves of 3, leave it be" is a good philosophy when you see something like this. Usually, I would cut a several-inch section out of the vine. When it has leafed out like this, you are much more likely to get it on you and may even be standing in it. If you can identify it and take care of it while it's dormant, it is much easier to avoid contact with the oily urushiol that causes the skin reaction. So, how do we do that? Here's an example of vines on a tree that we encountered while blazing a new trail through the woods. It helps to know what native vines grow in your area. You could treat all vines as if they were poison ivy, but I think we can do a little better than that. The poison ivy vines on the left are typical. They like to attach to the tree's bark with the entire vine and look like they are glued to the tree. You may see fine, hair-like structures coming off a poison ivy vine, something you won't see on anything else. The muscadine vine on the right climbs up into a tree, but it will not attach to it. Here are two muscadine vines growing up a tree. Even though one of them is resting on the tree due to gravity, you can easily pull it away from the tree. Here are some very mature muscadine vines growing all over a tree, but none of these are attached. Here's an example of a curly tendril you may see on a muscadine or grapevine, but never on poison ivy. Here are close-ups of the fine hair-like structures you may see on poison ivy vines. There is no doubt about what these are. This is an example of a very mature poison ivy vine. The hair-like structures are so dense, they look like fur toward the bottom and clumps of fur as we go up. Here is a less mature, but still large poison ivy vine. It has so firmly attached itself that it's difficult in places to tell that it is even there. These poison ivy vines are younger, but still have the fine hair-like structures. At the top, you will see a nearby muscadine drooping over into the branches off the poison ivy. Unless you closely follow the source, they look very much alike. Now that we know what we need to deal with, we will cover how to kill the poison ivy in a later video.